I'm excited to share this free pattern for this mermaid doll with you. You can download the pattern for free at my blog at bluewhimsy.com. All you need is a few supplies and a couple of hours. After you've downloaded the pattern and cut out the pieces, cut your hair from felt, a fun cotton print for the body and the tail fin, and muslin or broadcloth for the head and the body. To embroider the face, first trace the face onto the muslin fabric piece. I've already done one of the eyes using a back stitch, so I'll show you how to do the other eye. From the back of the fabric, come up and then do one small stitch, maybe about 2 millimeters long, and then go down into the fabric again. When you come up for the second stitch, you're going to start about 2 millimeters past, and then that way you can go backwards and you can close that gap. It's much easier to get a closed gap if you go backwards for that stitch than if you try and come up right beside that first stitch. Then when you come up again, you're going to go to the end of that stitch, and it should take about 3 stitches to finish the eye. The eyelashes will be one single straight stitch each. Tie a knot in the back. The nose and the mouth will both be done using a split stitch. The nose will just be 2 split stitches and the mouth will be about 4. Another thing to mention is I'm using 3 strands of embroidery thread, flesh colored for the nose, pink for the mouth, and black for the eyes. So a split stitch, after you've done the first stitch, the second stitch will come up about halfway through that first stitch and split it in half. So you're actually splitting the threads in half. So when it's done, it looks almost like a chain. So I'm just finishing up the mouth. I'm using about a 3-inch embroidery hoop. You don't need to use an embroidery hoop, you can do this without, but I do find it a little bit easier. I got this one at Joann Fabrics. Pin the front of the hairpiece to the face, and then we're going to sew around the outside edge of the hair and then continue along the inside hairline until we meet up with the start point. With right sides together, we're going to sew along the outside edge of the tail fin, leaving the top open. Before you turn the tail fin right side out, snip little triangles out of the corners so that after it's turned right side out, it'll stand nicely. Once all the corners are clipped, turn the tail fin right side out. I usually use a chopstick to help me get the little corners. And then once it's been turned right side out, iron it flat. Each of the 3 body pieces need to be ironed at the top, a 1/4 inch towards the back. Take 2 arm pieces and sew around the outside edge, leaving the top open. Clip around the curve of the arm at the end to allow for it to turn easily, and it'll have a nicer shape once it's right side out. Sometimes I trim a little bit of the extra fabric as well. And then use a chopstick to turn right side out. Repeat those steps for the second arm as well. The arms are fairly tiny, and so to stuff them with the fiberfill, I just take very small tufts of fiberfill at a time, and I kind of put it in there with my thumbs and then finish that with a chopstick and push it all the way to the end. The arms should be stuffed fairly firmly. You want to make sure that they hold their shape, and I'd stop about a ½ inch from the end.